Hello viewers, once again welcome to your very own channel, The Basics of Marketing. As you know, we share on this channel the basic concepts of marketing like definitions and concepts, etc. So without wasting your time any further, let's start. Today we'll discuss the concept of the nature and characteristics of a service. A company must consider 4 special service characteristics when designing marketing programs. These are namely intangibility, inseparability, variability, and perishability. Service intangibility is defined as the lack of physical evidence and the degree to which a product or service cannot provide a clear, concrete image. Services cannot be seen, tasted, felt, heard, or smelled before buying. For example, people undergoing cosmetic surgery cannot see the result before the purchase. Airline passengers have nothing but a ticket and a promise that they and their luggage will arrive safely at the intended destination, hopefully at the same time. To reduce uncertainty, buyers look for signals of service quality. They draw conclusions about quality from the place, people, price, equipment, and communications that they can see. Therefore, the service provider's task is to make the service tangible in one or more ways and send the right signals about quality. One analyst called this evidence management. Physical goods are produced, then stored, later sold, and still later consumed. In contrast, services are first sold and then produced and consumed at the same time. In services marketing, the service provider is the product. Service inseparability. The definition of inseparability in the dictionary is the quality or state of being incapable of being separated or divided. One of the characteristics of service marketing is inseparability. When purchasing a product, most customers can separate the product from the staff member who provides it. However, when purchasing a service, customers commonly purchase a service at the time they want to consume them. This can make it challenging to separate the service they receive from the business or staff member who provides the service. In other words, services cannot be separated from their providers, whether the providers are people or machines. If a service employee provides the service, then the employee becomes a part of the service because the customer is also present as the service is produced. Provider-customer interaction is a special feature of services marketing. Both the provider and the customer affect the service outcome. Service variability means a lack of consistency and measures how much data or experiences vary. When purchasing a physical item, the product is consistent regardless of the store or online vendor selling it. When purchasing services, there is greater variability. There will always be changes in the experience of the same service provided by different vendors. It means that the quality of services depends on who provides them as well as when, where, and how they are provided. For example, some hotels have reputation for providing better services than others. Still, within a given hotel, one registration counter employee may be cheerful and efficient, whereas another standing just a few feet away may be unpleasant and slow. Even the quality of a single employee's services varies according to his or her energy and frame of mind at the time of each customer encounter. Service perishability. Perishable goods refer to products and services that have an expiration date. Services like foods are perishable, meaning that services cannot be stored for later use. Foods may go bad if they are not consumed in a certain period. The same applies to some services. Movie tickets, theater reservations, doctor's appointments, and hotel bookings cannot be stored or kept for later use. When left unused, the service vanishes and a new ticket or another reservation will need to be made. In other words, services cannot be stored for later sale or use. Some doctors charge patients for missed appointments because the service value existed only at that point and disappeared when the patient did not show up. The perishability of services is not a problem when demand is steady. However, when demand fluctuates, service firms often have difficult problems. For example, because of rush hour demand, public transportation companies have to own much more equipment than they would if demand were even throughout the day. Thus, service firms often design strategies for producing a better match between demand and supply. Hotels and resorts charge lower prices in the off-season to attract more guests, and restaurants hire part-time employees to serve during peak periods. There are several steps that businesses can take to adjust the demand and supply of their services. For example, hotel rates for the same room will vary depending on peak season or off-peak. Part-time employees may be hired during the peak season to share the workload and serve more tourists. So that's it for today. I hope this video was helpful to you. See you guys in another informative and exciting video soon. Please do not forget to leave your valued comments and suggestions below. Once again, thanks for watching the basics of marketing.